Hey, hey, hi, good morning. It might be 8:17. I apologize if it is. So I don't know. It was questionable when you guys get the notification, but this thing doesn't really pop on until 8:18. Glad you all can remember that number. How you doing? I'm Jane. Good morning, and this is the PB&J Influence. I'm so happy that I remembered the name of my channel today, as opposed to yesterday. I think I totally forgot. Anyway, I am coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, in the United States, and that is Central Standard Time. And you know what? This is like a really special day because every day I tell you what the weather's doing here in Dallas, just to take up a little bit of time and let people, get their notification and get here to the show, the really big show. And so I babble about the weather. Well, if you watch this show at all, one of my pet peeves is that the weather constantly on my phone will say, "Good morning, it's 81 degrees and it feels like 87 degrees," which drives me crazy, right? Like I'm always complaining, like, why don't they just say it's 87 degrees if that's what it feels like, right? I don't get it. And I know that there are scientific explanations, weather people, meteorologists, why they say this stuff the way they say it. I don't really give a crap. Just say what it feels like. That's what it is. Well, today is the first day, maybe ever, that I've looked at my phone and it says it is 75 degrees and it feels like 75 degrees. Oh my gosh. So also, we've just been having like so much incredible heat. And for it to be 75 degrees right now is like, seriously, put your long johns on. And also the humidity is down to 65%, which, man, when it drops down to that, it's like, to me, it feels like there's no humidity. So it's absolutely primo, beautiful, almost like San Diego, California weather. That's pretty exciting. Anyway, on this crazy little morning show, that's all of us here. That's me, that's you. We're going to be posed with one question a day from this book right here. One question a day. Da, 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 da. I don't know what the question's going to be. This is a 5-year journal. I'm going through it with you for the first time ever. And as you know, I don't know what the question is going to be. I don't even know the answer. And that's the fun of it. I've got to answer this like, boom, live on the spot. I'd also love, 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 love to have questions from you all. If you're here watching today, just grow a set and say hello. Pop on there onto that comment little board there and say hi. And even better, ask me a question. I can answer a question, but don't ask me like what color my pants are. Ask me a good question, okay? All right. So, are you ready? Are you ready for the question of the day? It's time for you to put your thinking cap on and to turn your little heart space on, because we're going to go further than just your brain. We're going to drop in to the heart space and try to really dig deep and answer quite possibly what could be an extremely trivial question. We'll see what we can do. Okay. All right. And yeah, do you ever have those days where you just like wake up and you can't see? Like you could see way better yesterday. I mean, I think it's part of just getting older. I don't know. Some days I have like this crazy vision that's awesome good. And other days I wake up and it's like I drank a 6-pack of beer before I went to bed, which is not the case. And I'm just like all blurry and can't see diddly squat. Well, that's me today. Can't see diddly squat. All righty. So the question is, what do you predict will happen before the week is over? Let me get my crystal ball. Remember, remember, I don't know, you guys, you're probably not old enough. Johnny Carson used to do this thing where he would have an envelope and the answer was in the envelope and he would put it up to his head like this and he'd be wearing a turban, all this kind of stuff. Right up my alley, actually. Yeah, so what do I predict will happen by the end of the week? I predict it's going to be hotter outside than it is today. What day is this? Oh, wow. This is Tuesday, right? And what do we want to technically call the end of the week? Saturday? I always feel like Sunday is the end of the week, even though it's the first day of the next week. But what do I predict will help? Gosh, I don't know, you guys. What do you think is going to go on for you by the end of the week? Let's see, I've got a comment. Oh, that's just about the weather. Someone's saying if you think it's hot in Dallas, you should move to Mobile, Alabama. It's really hot there. Yeah. Okay, what do I think is going to happen by the end of the week? I predict that I'm going to have a fun week. Today's Tuesday. This is how appropriate for them to ask me this on a Tuesday. It's because we've got the whole week ahead of us. I predict that I'm going to get even more work done. Let's see. Oh, hey, here's somebody else. Hey, Empowered to Freedom just dropped in. How you doing? It's so awesome to hear that you're starting your own courses. Keep it up. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much for the encouragement. You have no idea. You have no idea how that helps. It really helps because this is, making my own digital courses and like coming out like to the world with this information is, I don't know, it kind of puts you in a vulnerable space. And yeah, that's what I'm working on. So that's what I know by the end of the week, I will be 1 week closer to that goal right there. Just had a meeting with my mentor yesterday and super exciting. We are totally on track. I am so fired up for all of these products. I just reconnected with a friend of mine from years ago. And she is the most, and I mean the most phenomenal photographer. And she is going to be part of this whole thingy-o because ultimately, even after I make the digital courses, you guys, then the ultimate experience is to come to the live event that I will be holding, live events. And I'm just calling it event right now, but it's probably more like workshops, retreats, things like that, like in where we're getting down and getting real, getting down and dirty, like ripping ourselves open from the inside out. Now I've got my friend who she is going to be there being the like official photographer and making these amazing photo sessions with people I can't even explain to you how a photo session could be so internally healing, but she's got some kind of a magic when she works with people. So it's all going to be part of the experience. It's going to be really fun. Woman power. Yeah. Well, it's going to be for guys too. Just FYI. Just saying, there's a lot of guys that need to drop into the heart space and bring it, start showing up. Yeah. So what do you all think you're going to have accomplished by the end of the week? Predict will happen. No word accomplished was not in there. It was, what do you predict will happen by the end of the week? Well, I don't watch the news, so I don't even have a television, you guys. I have not watched TV since 2012. Can you believe it? And you know why? Because I am so incredibly empathic that to have that little stream, actually it's a huge stream of information coming in. And let's not even talk about the stupid sitcoms and stuff. That's just BS. But what really is pervasive on television, right, is like the news, right? Politics, every scare tactic known to mankind to keep you in keep this constant level of fear running inside of you. And then it's all interspersed with all of these pharmaceutical commercials all about your health and how, you're going to die. So take this medicine, but be sure to ask your doctor because it's going to kill you. And, it could cause diarrhea and heartburn and fatigue and depression, and it'll give you suicidal thoughts, but it's a great antidepressant. But just check with your doctor. Ask him if this is right for you. Excuse me, doctor, do you think that making myself suicidal would be a good idea in this case? Hello? Oh my gosh, the BS that comes through the TV blows my mind. Well, I am so empathic. If that stuff is running through me, it takes me to a level where I can hardly function. So I just said, you know what? TV, I'm done with that. And I basically am living in my own private Idaho. Do you guys know that song? Every once in a while I say own private Idaho, and it really does come from a B-52 song. You're living in your own private Idaho. Hey, you're living in your own private Idaho. Well, yeah, I am living in my own private Idaho, and it's working out quite nicely. And I am so much healthier, and I don't have to listen to any of that crap, which none of it in the last 7 years has come to fruition at all. I'm not in a fear state, people. I'm in a power state. So you might want to try an experiment, maybe for like a week, just for a week, and see if you can go without the television for a week. Empowered to freedom. That's awesome. Here's what he gets to watch. He says, all I get to watch are kid shows for the baby. I remember those days, man. I raised 3 kids, right? And oh my gosh, every day, all day long, right? It's just kid stuff, which if you get the right kid stuff, it's really good. Some of it's gotten a little harsh, I think. But if you pick and monitor what goes into your kids' brains, those shows are like, as a matter of fact, there was a whole chunk of years in my life where someone would say, what's your favorite movie? And I couldn't even tell you what like a regular movie is. I have to answer in terms of animated movies, right? Because that's all I did was raise kids and homeschool them. And I was just in that all day long. And I didn't even see real TV. I just saw kid shows. That was a good phase. I like that. That was good times. Barney got a little irritating. Remember that purple dinosaur? Some of my kids liked Barney. Some of my kids hated Barney. So, yeah. Anyway, did you guys ever watch Mr. Rogers? Is anybody out there a Mr. Rogers fan? I grew up with that guy. As a matter of fact, I grew up about 35 miles away from where he made that show. So he really was my neighbor. Yeah, that guy had an impact on me for sure. And, a movie came out about him, a little like the documentary. And I think it was called Won't You Be My Neighbor, or Welcome to My Neighborhood, something like that. And I went and saw it. And I'm sure 10 people in the whole country went and watched this movie. It was so powerful. It was a phenomenal documentary. And what I found out about him is stuff I never knew about him. Absolutely an amazing man. And the crew that he worked with, too, were really, really cool people and not what you would think. Not at all. Anyway, that man he had a heart of gold. Yeah, so there's my whole spiel on that. Nope, TV wasn't part of my life then either. William, you didn't watch TV when you were growing up? That's good. But you probably don't know who Mr. Rogers is, huh? Which is okay. You know what? But Mr. Rogers ended up instilling some really deep core values that have finally come out in me through my transformation. From, I went from being this really locked up person to opening up. And Mr. Rogers had a hand in that. That's all I'm saying about that. All right, you guys. Woo! Yes, baby. Empowered to freedom. Yes, you do. You know Mr. Rogers? All right, cool, you guys. You know what? I got to wrap this up or I'm going to get cut off. The big hook is going to come in from over here and drag me out of here. And I hope that the internet stayed. It seems like we had a good internet day, which is great. Yeah. You guys are fun. Thanks so much for showing up today. This has been fantastic. I hope you've had some food for thought. What's going to be happening by the end of the week, you guys? What do you think? What's going to be happening in your life specifically? Let's even better. What do you want to make happen by the end of the week? Boom. Think of that. Think of what that is. Make it happen. Go out and make it happen. Don't let the world happen to you. You happen to the world. All right, you guys. Bye for now.